Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Mika Frankl, joined by the Tornado, Jesse Tafoya. May 1st, Urijah Faber's A1 Combat One. The main event is going to see our guest in a flyweight title fight against Jack Duffy. Sir, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good, bro. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm excited for you. I mean, back-to-back title fights. Before we even get into this what's upcoming here in a couple days. Let's go back a couple weeks and you 13-second TKO. I mean, I know that's been a big goal of yours is a quick finish, and it came for a title fight. Let's go back to how that felt.
Yeah, that was a blessing. That was one of the best I've ever felt in the cage.
Firepower, flyweight title fight. Was it just me, or did that seem like a really small cage?
It was a super small cage. No, yeah, you take two steps forward and you got to engage.
Oh man, so that's where the firefight. That's I guess where they came from their moniker. So you knew right away as soon as you saw that you were gonna have to start throwing as soon as the whistle went.
Yeah, yeah, I like that actually. Gets all the hoopla out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to fighting.
Couple combinations, a spinning back fist. How long had you been working on that spinning back fist?
I mean, I got my nickname the Tornado from my mom because I love spinning. I always have since I was like little in kung fu. So yeah, spinning is something I'm very comfortable with. It's pretty natural. So I don't know. I've been working on it for years, but it really worked out well that time.
What's the feeling like as the refs, getting in between you and you collect that first professional title belt?
The feeling was almost indescribable. Yeah, because I threw the back fist. I wasn't expecting him to fall, and I was like, "Oh shit, he fell." So then I go in and I finish it, and the ref pulls me off, and that's one of the most beautiful moments right there right when the fight ends and it's like really just setting in like I just won this. Like, yeah, that's a beautiful moment.
How big of accomplishment did that feel in that moment when it's getting wrapped around your waist that you've collected a title now as a professional?
That was amazing. Yeah. The whole lead up, the whole even now, I don't it sounds interesting, but I don't so much care about the title. I just want to prove myself as a martial artist and beat these guys that I know that I can beat. And that had been an issue in my past. So now that I'm really locked in and getting things done correctly, then that's the part that I'm most proud of.
We saw you highly successful throughout your amateur career. What had to be adjusted, corrected for you to get back in that same mentality that you've now found over this three-fight winning streak?
A lot of it was just growing up. Everybody who's been watching me fight since I was a young dude has literally watched me grow up in this sport. Yeah, and I feel like I'm really coming into my own as a man. I'm getting closer and closer to my physical prime. I moved into the gym about a year ago. I live upstairs at the gym in an apartment now, and that's done wonders for my focus and my training because I can train whenever I want. And yeah, I'd say those are some of the main things.
Now, I know some guys, they felt they needed to live outside of the dorms, get an apartment somewhere else, get away from it because it was too constant thinking about the fight game all the time. It seems that you've been the opposite.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I thrive when I dive into like obsession like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to be fully surrounded by it. All my influences, all my subconscious influences are moving me towards my goal.
Talk about all the good vibes and all the good performances. We've even seen you on Grapple Fest here locally, and you've went back to these quick submissions, and there's just been a different bravado about you when you've stepped on the mat and confidence in Grapple Fest.
Yeah, I think that's just all around. I've grown a lot mentally in this last year. I've been through a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's all culminating into where I'm at and where I'm headed now. So I'm using all my experience, I'm learning all my lessons, and I'm applying them. And that's what people are seeing.
I know some of these lessons have been hard. What do you felt have been some of the most important ones that you had to learn that you weren't so happy about?
I'd say a lot, all the time. The hardest lessons that you'll learn aren't in the cage. You know what I'm saying? It's in life. So that's really where I've taken. I don't really want to talk about it too much, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like over the last couple of years, it's been a hard time for me. So now I feel like I've done the things, I've moved myself around the people that I need to. I've gotten everything situated in a way that works for me. And it's my time, bro. That's just the bottom line.
Now you've been looking great. It's a big time fight. You get a call for a main event on Fight Pass on Urijah Faber's show. First off, I want to ask you, as a smaller guy, as a smaller fighter, did you look at Urijah Faber as an inspiration as you were coming up?
Of course, yeah. One of the first fights I ever saw, like ever in my life, was Urijah Faber versus Jamie Varner. That was like one of the first, and I was like, these guys are insane, you know. Like it's very interesting, and it's a blessing being able to fight for Urijah Faber's promotion, because I have looked up to him for so long. He's been such a big figure in the sport. He's changed so much about the landscape of this sport. It really is an honor.
Have you met him before?
I believe I've shaken his hand before. We haven't really like met. Yeah. I saw him at the last event, and then I fought one of his alpha male guys like a few years ago as an amateur. So yeah, we haven't had a conversation, I don't believe.
I held the door open for him at Park MGM one night, but that was about it.
That type of thing. Yeah, that's probably the extent of our fucking relationship.
But I know getting a fight is cool, but when you see that on the contract or that from the agent, is that a little cool? Or this is Urijah Faber show? Does that add just like a little, ooh, that's cool moment?
That's great. Yeah. That Urijah Faber clearly has a lot of very good connections. So him being part of this show now is it's a really big deal, because now it's exclusively on Fight Pass. My last fight was a main event for the title, so that hasn't changed. You know what I'm saying? But the viewers have changed. This is going to be at a sold out venue on Fight Pass. Yeah, it's going to be lit.
Right. That's kind of cool that you have got yourself now with this win streak, and to that point, you're getting the exposure that you desire to get the eyes on you to get where you want to go.
Yeah, man. I've been working for a long time. I feel like I'm getting what I deserve now.
And as we talk about the work that you've been putting in for a long time, have you felt that there's been a specific theme or trend to this training camp?
My opponent has just been specifically tailored towards him. That's the overall trend. Yeah. I mean, I'm always trying to get better at everything, trying to be the most well-rounded fighter possible. But yeah, of course, when I have a specific opponent, things get tailored towards them.
Is that something that's happened recently? Because I know early on in a pro career, it's still kind of like being an amateur in that regard, that there's not too much film out about either person. So you're still just working towards your best attributes instead of kind of tailoring it to them. How long have you say it's been a point now in your career where you're starting to look at these guys?
I mean, I remember being an amateur, and I overheard John Jones talking about how he liked some of the techniques that he used for watching tape and breaking down opponents. And ever since then, it not so much showed me the importance, but gave me tools to do it better. So yeah, I mean, I got my opponent's last fight. I got his fight before last. I know the time between both of them, so it gives me a good idea of how fast he grows. I know he was out of the state for a while, not really training too much, but yeah, I don't know. I like to study my opponents a lot.
Jack Duffy is the opponent. He's 4-0, first round
5-0,
finishes.
actually. He has a hidden fight.
Oh, there's a hidden fight. So I
There's a
saw
hidden
he
fight.
hadn't fought since 2017. When was
That's a
his last fight?
lie. His last fight was in October.
Oh, so there's one that we can't find anywhere. Where did you find
Yes,
this
I
fight?
actually found it. It's on it's streaming on Fight TV, FITE.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact show, but I don't know. I got it. So
Was it another first round finish? Because I saw 4 first round finishes so far.
it was a first round finish. It was a first round finish. The dude was 0-14, but it was a first round finish. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a little all right bullet point there. What have you thought of his game? What do you assess? Besides, we don't want to hear your game plan. Obviously, don't give it away. But what do you
Yeah.
see out of Jack?
It's actually very interesting. Because I see certain similarities and then certain great differences between us. Similarities are like he started training when he was very young. I think he said like age 9 he did jiu-jitsu, 12 he started kickboxing. So he started very young like I did. I started both of those at like 13. And then we're pretty much like the exact same age. We're both training at 2 of the top gyms on the planet. So it's interesting, like we're very similar in certain ways, but I feel like the ways that we are different is like I said about his last opponent being 0-14, he hasn't had the experience against super tough competition, like motherfuckers who aren't just gonna give up in the first round. So, and that's been pretty much my whole career, is just tough fights, really tough opponents, people who are dogs, bro. So I'm used to a different level of competition than he is.
So you looked right at that and saw strength of schedule. That's in your favor. You fought tougher, more well-rounded competitors, is what you've seen.
Yeah, I've been in insane situations and fights with some really good fighters, and he just hasn't been pushed like that. And it's not his fault. It's just he hasn't fought the best opposition. But you get to a point where you're 5-0 fighting not the best people, and then you have to fight somebody good. And maybe he thinks because of my record that I'm not that, but that is what he's getting. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds to that.
Do you feel like that some of the early L's that you took is now like a stigma that you almost have to fight against?
It is what it is. I lost those fights. You know what I mean? I wasn't mentally prepared at the time. I wasn't physically, whatever the case may have been. But I lost those fights. Now I'm here. I'm ready to win.
You talked about maturity and growth, but we can hear it and see it. You're displaying it. It's very mature answers that you're giving towards these situations and how you've let them go. How much work was it just on your own, this mindset to get to this place?
It's been an incredible amount of work. But like I said earlier, like life is the thing that's going to put you in tougher situations than any cage fight. I only got to fight one person in this cage. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in entirely tougher situations in life. So that's really what's been giving me my perspective on all these things. You know what I mean? It shows me how important or not important everything is. I feel like I have a very good perspective on things right now.
You can go downstairs, hit the bag anytime. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure there's not an hour of the night that you haven't been down there since you've lived there, right?
All hours. Yeah. I've done, yeah. We get it in over here anytime.
So what was that like for you when you first made that move from your own place to living in the dorm? What was that initial adjustment? Was it almost like kind of like being like at a McDonald's playline? Oh, I get to go down here and do this when I want.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a great part. I say the biggest shock to me when I first moved in, last July, I believe, was like waking up, um, doing your little morning routine, and then walking 20 feet and then going and putting some high level work in. You know what I mean? Like, I'd say that was the biggest shock to me. because I would feel at the beginning, I would feel very like mentally like I got to get into it. You know what I'm saying? I got to mentally get warmed up. But at this point, I feel like I could wake up at 4 a.m. and put in some high level rounds right off the bat. That's just where my mind's at. You know what I mean? Like I said, with how all my subconscious influences are leading me towards my goal. Like everything is leading me towards being a ninja assassin.
Man, you're talking about being a ninja assassin, and I want to ask you if it's strange having 40 roommates that you know by name.
40, yeah, no. Well, thankfully, they're not all in my room. I got I got a decent sized little room right here. I have a couple roommates, but no, it's cool though. And honestly, for me, it's good for me to get social and stuff and hang out with all these people and like kind of be forced to talk to people, because I feel like that's really healthy for me.
Dude, he sounds in a great place. He's out there ready to rock. So for you, I'm figuring it's more about performance. It's more about what you get in there and do and just how you handle the week instead of any motivation towards, ooh, there's another title on the line.
Yeah, that's all it is. You hit it right on the head, bro. Because all that stuff is extra. It really is. Like the title, the people telling you good job. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that is that. Like I feel like a champion, and I want to tell myself good job after this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my destiny, and I need to fulfill it.
Well,
So
I
that's
hope you
just
don't
where
get
I'm
down
at,
on
bro.
yourself. I'm like, I hope you don't get down on yourself because every time I see you, I want to be like, good job, bro. Because shit, you're amazing.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, there you could get lost in the sauce very easily in this sport, and I've done that before. So it's like I don't want to be affected by praise or criticism too heavily.
How surprising was that to you from this exuberant wide-eyed kid that was having fun in martial arts to all of a sudden those outside shit started affecting you? How surprising was all that?
I mean, it's just part of the process, I guess. Like I said, I literally grew up competing and fighting, and y'all have seen the whole thing basically since I was a little kid. So it's like, man, I just love this shit so much, dude. And it's like life is hard, bro. Life is gonna be really hard, and you're gonna have circumstances that are gonna make you want to not keep going forward. But at the end of the day, bro, you gotta sit down with your soul, know what's important to you, and get working on it expeditiously.
Now, I want to bring up also a guy that's going to be in your corner this weekend. He's a legend in the game. He's a legend in the gym, been doing it for years. Joey Villasenor. What is it like getting knowledge from that man?
Joey's the man, bro, because anything in this sport that can happen, he's seen it, been a part of it. 40 pro fights, Pride veteran, King of the Cage champ. Like, if you know MMA before like the new UFC meta age, then he was a G. He was the guy. You know, he was one of the guys for sure. And he gives me such good advice. He's very intuitive, so he knows what to say, when to say it. He's a great coach. I love having him. We were actually working on that spinning back fist, not like especially working on it, but like we were hitting it in the back, and then that's just what flowed perfectly in the fight.
Has that happened to you often? Because I tend to see and hear it now more often in media. Guys are like, we were just drilling that defense or we were just working that choke, and then the situation pops up. Do you feel like that does
Yeah.
happen more often than not?
Yeah. Well, the way that I felt about it and the way that me and Joey talked about it after the fight was all of our weapons are lethal. We train so that every technique at its full effect can put somebody down. So that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? We work on everything so that it's lethal. And then eventually the opportunity is going to arise for one of these moves and it's going to be lethal. And then we're going to be like, I told you so type shit, you know?
And you mentioned growing up, as we said, we've seen you grow up, and we just brought up Joey, and you've seen Joey go from a veteran fighter to a lead coach. You've seen so many changes also in the gym. Have you, taken some stock of just overall the growth and development of everything that you've been involved with?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because life is almost unrecognizable compared to how it used to be. There are some similarities. Of course, I'm going to do martial arts until the day that I die. But yeah, I mean, I got to Jackson Wink when I was 17. We were at the old location at Acoma. We had all the OG crew of killers in there. We had a bunch of Russian assassins. It was crazy at the time, yeah. And now we moved into a much bigger location. The gym has expanded and changed in a bunch of different ways. It's very interesting, yeah. I'm glad to be a part of it because this really is a unique position. Like, not a lot of people have been at this gym long enough to see all these changes.
And I have written down asking you about how your game has developed, how it's changed. But it sounds like this is all a lot of mental. And on the physical edge, it's just probably been refining your techniques and making things tighter, crisper.
Yeah, for sure. Fighting is like 90% mental. So yeah, a lot of my focus is on that and staying on top of my shit, in tune. And but yeah, I mean, of course I'm building new sequences, new strategies, new techniques, new reactions, responses. Yeah, I'm trying to get better, bro. I'm trying to, like, I dedicate my life to this, bro. I'm trying to be the best.
And for somebody that we know loves to spin, the Tornado nickname, when there's a full class there and it's sparring day, how much are you dialing it back because you just don't have the space needed to get off some of your crazy techniques?
No, I mean, that's actually something that I've been working on too, is not dialing it back so much. Yeah, because I don't know, we train how we fight, and so I want to train all my techniques at full efficiency, full power. Not while I'm sparring, like I'm not trying to spinning hook kick people as hard as I can, you know what I'm saying? But I will place the shots, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm very controlled, so I'm good at like pulling strikes if they get dangerously close and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I have to dial it back a little bit, of course, because it's like I care about my training partners. But at the same time, you can't be too nice because this is a tough sport and we have to get the real work in.
Now, who have you felt has been the most beneficial sparring partners that we should recognize from this camp?
Oh man, let me shout out the gang real quick, bro. All right. So my main training partners for this one in my last camp were first of all, John Dawson. Y'all already know him, you know. That's my dog. Shout out to John. Love you, bro. And then we got Cole Griego. He's been one of my homies since we were like 14 years old. And we're still going strong. He's still learning, getting better. I'm still learning, getting better. I love the growth. And then we got Butters, Butterbean, Jordan Burkholder. His real name is Butters. But he's a great wrestler. He's been a great addition to my camp since he's been here. He's a dog. He works his ass off every single day. It's inspiring. And then we got Nick Jelai, Muay Thai Nick. He's one of the most technical flyweights that we have, period. Point blank, period. Yeah, he's such a technical Muay Thai fighter. Also a good wrestler, and he's getting better at grappling and all that, you know. But amazing Muay Thai. And then we got Lydia, like my little sister. Me and her constantly motivating each other, putting in work inside, outside the gym. We got a really good little squad going on, and we all motivate each other. We all keep each other on point. It's beautiful.
Sounds like it's been a great camp, a beautiful thing going on over there. You're feeling great, looking great, and I'm sure ready to perform great. What are your expectations for Sunday?
Win, dominate, do damage, a whole lot of damage.
He's Jesse Tafoya, the Tornado. Sir, any other projects, merchandise that people should pick up? Anything that they should know, social media, stuff like that?
Shout out my sponsors, Warrior CBD and Gertrude Dela Cruz. Boom. No, nothing else really. Yeah, that's basically all I want to say.
And on one last topic, because it can't all be fighting, I'm sure there's like 30 minutes a day where you lay there. Is there any anime, cartoons, anything new that you're watching?
Oh, let me talk about it real quick. Okay.
See, I knew I could get you to talk some more.
So one of my favorite animes ever is oh man, I don't even know how I want to feel the beans. Okay, whatever. There's this anime called Toriko, right? Toriko. That shit is sick, bro. I'm rewatching it again, actually. I watched it a few years ago, but I like it. I think it was from the makers of Dragon Ball Z. That's a good one. I saw this movie. My friends showed me this movie called Your Name. That is insane. That was a whole experience, not even a movie. What else? I play Fortnite. I make 8-year-olds cry at 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? I'm a demon on Fortnite, bro. Let me at them.
See, I knew there was more to it than just martial arts. I knew you had to have some fun in the day. It's been great getting to talk to you and catch up, bro.
Martial arts is fun, but yeah, this is a little like, I need some kind of slight distraction for like at least like half an hour a day.
Right? Everybody's got to have just that release.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, man.
Sunday, Fight Pass, main event. You're going to see that face. Jesse Tafoya, thank you for the time, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, bro. It was great talking to you.
Always.